If you still aren't trading with supply and demand, you must not like free money. Let's get straight into the video. So by this point in time, I've made a couple videos on supply and demand. I think the last 2 weeks of price action have really illustrated why supply and demand is so beneficial and why it's the best strategy to implement within your day trading. I don't want to make this video too long. Let's just jump into the charts and get straight into it. So if you guys are still having trouble finding supply and demand zones, the biggest thing I can emphasize to people is just look for big impulse moves in the market. So just looking at the chart right here, we're using Thinkorswim by the way today, just to make it a bit easier, a little bit more cleaner to see. The biggest thing we can see here is these giant red candles that keep on forming when the market was dropping. So this big red candle when the market fell about 4%, 5% a single day was caused by Jackson Hole, Jerome Powell speaking here. So every time you see a big impulse move in the market like this, you can automatically assume that there's going to be a void or a supply zone of sellers left above. So in this instance, it would be a drop, a base, then another drop. Some people, they still have a hard time drawing these zones. You just draw them from the body of the candle open to the high before the move down. It might sound repetitive, but people still, they keep asking the same things. Then you just extend it out a bit further. So boom, that's your supply zone that formed from Jackson Hole. So already glancing at this, you can see we had multiple instances where you could have taken a short position, been pretty successful. So you can see on CPI in September, you rallied in that supply zone, massive move down lower. I mean, you fell about another 600 points at that drop. You rallied back into the zone. December CPI, you rallied right back into the zone, wick rejection down lower. Then looking into the last 2 weeks of price action, you can see you've been just kind of consolidating sideways in the supply zone. Each time you rally into the supply zone, you drop. And then when I zoom in a bit further, you can see we formed a demand zone below where the market's been trading the last 2 weeks. So zooming in a bit further to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we formed this demand zone from FOMC. Like we just talked about in the previous segment, you're looking for big moves in the market. So you can clearly see here before FOMC, you're just kind of going nowhere, a huge green candle to the upside. So this would be a great place for demand zone to form, a big zone where buyers are in the market. And each time sellers push price down this level, buyers step back in the market and bounce price up higher. So this is a great example of why supply and demand is so beneficial. Instead of looking to take a long position up here at 4,200, you would just say, oh, we're in the supply zone, maybe look for a short. And each time you come into a demand zone down here around 4,050, you're like, maybe I should look for a long position instead of trying to short the demand zone or long the supply zone. The best part and why supply and demand is so beneficial, it gives you great risk to reward setups. And taking trades out of demand zones or taking trades out of supply zones, it sets you up with a very clear risk reward, a very clear stop loss, a very clear take profit. And all you have to do in between these zones is just ignore this price action. It's very simple. Lots of people get chopped up. They try to take a short position down here, it bounces on them. Try to take a short position down here, it bounces on them. The last 2 weeks of price action since February 1st, if all you did was short the supply zone, you would have made money. If all you did was long the demand zone, you would have made money. So just keeping that in mind, let's just jump over to a trade I took in Nvidia and how you can use this on equities to start taking higher quality trades and set your risk reward in a favorable position. So just briefly looking at TradeZella for a second, we can see on this trade in particular, it was about a $700 trade, about a return of 8%. My stop loss was about $685 on the contracts, making this trade a 3.3-hour trade. So pretty favorable risk reward. I'm always trying to take 2, 3, 4-hour trades that I'm minimizing my risk and also my upside potential is there. So once I flip back over to Thinkorswim, I think it'll be fairly evident on why this trade worked out and how we pretty much got the top of it. We took Nvidia long. The stop loss was below the demand zone we had marked out. And we're on the option contracts down here. You can see the lows were about 680, 650. That's where our stop loss was, below 207. As long as you were bouncing the demand zone, there was zero reason to cut this trade. As long as Nvidia kept bouncing down here, it was a pretty easy trade to hold. I was able to scalp this up and down a few times, but just the major swing position we took, we caught the demand zone bounce. We rode to the next level we had marked at 230, and then we pretty much sold the top. You can see, looking at the options contract down here, it's kind of squished, but the high on the contract is about 1686. We sold at about, what was our exit? Our exit was about 15.9. We missed the top by about 70 cents on the contract. So a pretty well executed trade in my opinion. And we zoom out, you can see literally the high of the contracts was up here. Even when he rallied up the next day up here to 229, the contract didn't reach it. So pretty much a perfect entry and then a perfect exit on this trade. So back over to Thinkorswim. Looking at Thinkorswim, like we always talk about, you're always combining a bunch of different elements like key levels, supply and demand, and the 9 EMA all together to form a much higher trade and have a higher probability of winning the trade. So in this instance, the key level we had marked out here was 231 or 230. It was highs from before the rally You kept on hitting 230, then you pulled back eventually. And then once you broke over 230, you had that massive move up to 345. So 230 was a pretty big level we had marked on Nvidia, and they can kind of see resistance, resistance. You try to retest that level, clear resistance area. The trade we took, we sold perfectly at 230, and pretty straightforward trade. So zooming back into the 30-minute time frame where the demand zone came from, you can see Nvidia kept on, let's see, let's fix it a little bit. So clearly the year to date, Nvidia's gone pretty much straight up. It's up about 40-50% year to date to start the year. So we can see on this day, February 1st, when FOMC was, you kind of based here. You can see clear rally, you based sideways and then rallied out the zone. Then each time you pulled back into this demand zone, you bounced out of it. Sellers tried to break it down below 207. So we entered this trade around here. As long as you're above this level, there's no reason to sell the contracts. And then the second day, they tried to gap you down, easy bounce out the zone. Then third and finally, you made a higher low at the demand zone around 210. Then you rallied straight into the key level we marked out at 230. And we sold the contract around here. Once we started seeing some sellers up in the market, and then we had these higher wicks starting to form. Then even the next day when Nvidia pulled back about 20 points from this key level, you could have taken literally the same exact trade, same demand zone and everything. You could have bought calls, the same exact call contracts we had down here, and the demand zone at 210. Did the exact same thing. You bounced from 210, rallied straight into 230. Another demand zone trade you could have taken. Finally, we're looking at Friday, February 17th. You came right back into that same demand zone around 210 to 207. You're starting to bounce so far. Another opportunity for an Nvidia long, or will sellers finally break down and send you back below the demand zone to the next level you marked out. So this is why the supply and demand are so beneficial. You can keep your charts relatively clean like this, and you have a clear stop loss, you have a clear take profit, everything's provided for you. There's almost zero stress in this trade for me. I kept telling everybody in Discord, people on Twitter, as long as you're above 207, I'm not looking to get short on Nvidia. So each time you bounce that open, like there's zero stress. If you break below the zone, just cut the trade easy just like that. If you keep on bouncing from the zone, then even better. I can just keep on taking the same trade over and over until it stops working. And that's why you need to start trading with supply and demand in 2023. If this video helps you or if you learn anything, just drop a like and comment below. And stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.